So here we go. Let's just butcher that tune up a bit, shall we? Oh, that's one other thing I could mention. Being the fortunate Australian resident that I am, this game came with the real Ocarina from STL, which is choice. I was just obscenely excited about that, and I've only put in maybe 6 hours of good practice since I got it, but I love the thought of, you know, being able to play, and I've already... Where I am is I've learned most of the notes, but not to the point where I could, you know, play a note on demand, but if I'm playing the scale, I'll probably get most of them right. And I've, by ear, taught myself a few tunes. I sort of find it easier to try and, funnily enough, teach myself by ear rather than read the music, which is pretty ridiculous because I come up with the same thing in the end anyway, but it just makes more sense to me when I learn it for myself. Plus, you know, it's easier than looking for sheet music for each song, since it's not going to be out there necessarily, but like for instance the Serenade of Water, the way it's presented in Twilight Princess, I think kicks a bit of ass. You only hear that, I think you only hear it when you're following the ghost of the Queen of the Zorro. Ah, I love how I can't find my way around. Yeah, so I've learned, well, at a time I learned something pretty close to it, you know, taught myself, but since then I've tried to pull it out again and can't remember how it went, so that's a shame because it sounded cool to me. Though I did record it, I've got a video of it somewhere, me playing it, unless that was something else. I think that was it. So that might help, although, you know, only if I can see my fingers. But I'm keen to be a vessel flautist, I guess. That doesn't have the same ring as, you know, guitarist. Well, no, it kind of has that ring. Just, I wish it didn't. What do I mean? What could I mean? Oh, that's handy, already equipped. Oh, my blog. Thank God that worked. That guy hadn't let me through on a childish whim. He's right about that. I don't know if I've got the cash for it though. I have 68, that's pretty close. Yeah, well right now the text should be white. I guess you can see that it should be white. And generally the screen should be more orange than it is. I'm pretty sure it applies a sort of automatic color balance thing. I've probably already said that. And it seems like it would rather just wash the whole scene out rather than have it be, you know, too orange for its liking. Because given the time of day, it's a pretty orange scene. But it looks like it's tried to neutralize that a bit. My feelings aren't hurt. Yeah, you could even see as it faded to white that it had a bit of a blue wash over, and then that faded away because it didn't want to be too blue. But yeah, if a bit of colour compensation is the only problem, it's not really a problem at all. Hey, free ride. Ah, now my legs are broken. Now if it finds its own focus again, I'll be very pleased. Otherwise I'll be extraordinarily thank you'd. Yeah. Didn't realise I shouldn't have actually come in here at night. Have to find my own fun until the morning time. Fortunately that's like 2 minutes. So my window to bribe my way in was probably, I'd say that would have been between making my way in the first time and completing what I had to do in there. I'd say they put it in as a shortcut, just in case you know, got up to the challenge inside the castle but didn't get past it. It's a bit of stuff I could do at night in the market, but I don't want to, and it wouldn't actually pass the time, because the time wouldn't pass itself. And if there's no agreement, no cooperation, it's just not a goer. Come on, Mr. Sun. Do I have the money? Is that what I should have been doing? I think that I do. And I know there's another way to get a shield that's cheaper and faster, so don't bother pointing that out. I like supporting the local economy. Okay. Ooh. That money counting sound. That might be a deal breaker. I might have to turn the volume down. I'll see how playback goes. I'll try to make that the last thing that I buy before I check how piercing it was. Yeah. I don't know if 2 minutes is long enough to really cover enough of why I love this game, but I might as well. I was in primary school when I first got it. Actually, that's probably part of its charm, is I didn't get it. I had a neighbour who had it, so I'd go to his place whenever I could to play this game. My very first hands-on with it was in the Toys R Us, I think, in Adelaide. And no, wait, now I'm thinking it was EB Marion, but then I don't know if EB Marion was even open yet. Wow, I'm off topic. Yeah, I hadn't heard much about it. Like, I wasn't a Zelda fan before this, you know, the original iteration of Ocarina of Time. But I'd heard a bit about it, and yeah, I picked it up as a, you know, picked up the controller at the demo station at a store. And I think, you know, I think it was either, yeah, no, it wasn't just in Kakariko Forest. It was probably, they'd fired it up and maybe no one had played it yet, or whatever. Anyway, it was just running around Kakariko Forest. And it was pretty cool. Like, you got to think that probably the limit of my 3D gaming experience at that time was, you know, Mario 64. Maybe Banjo-Kazooie, I guess, if that was out. I don't know if it was. Ah, I forgot myself. I forgot I'm supposed to be trying. Yeah, well, it's not going to be long enough to get into why I love the game. But yeah, I had a little play with it at the store, and you know, the music was awesome, and it was just really cool seeing that world. You know, it was a new 3D world, and I wasn't used to 3D worlds. And I only had a brief run around, just looking at the buildings. I don't know if I even, you know, talked to anybody or really appreciated any of the features of the game, even the ones that I could experience in that brief time. But it was pretty cool. I was into it. So when I found out that my friend down the road, Lee, was getting it, that was a bit of a big deal. And you know, I think he was really cool, and he wouldn't play it when I wasn't there unless he had his own file. I don't know, but I think we only played it together, which that was big of him. It wouldn't have been easy. Yeah, I'll take a break here and we'll continue on the other side.